Now, let's talk about President Trump. Earlier today, he confirmed that the Kennedy files will be released in full. Let's hear from the president.
I don't believe we're going to redact anything. I said, just don't redact. You can't redact. But we're going to be releasing the JFK files, and that would be tomorrow.
Kosha, we're talking about some 80,000 pages, but will we ever know the truth? Have they destroyed anything that would clarify who was involved in the assassination of the president, who was complicit?
I think this time next week we'll have a little bit better of an answer to that question. People are cautiously optimistic, but very, very skeptical because they've been burned before for decades, as President Trump said. And even in the first Trump term, he had alluded to that the first time around and then didn't, which added to the conspiracy thinking that, what was so bad that he couldn't release it or what were the reasons. The key is releasing it, so he is following through. I think we can believe him on his word there. Not redacting it, because what's the point if it's released and so much of it is redacted? He did say there that it will not be redacted, so we'll see. And then the third is, are there code words or are files deleted? That we won't know. But in this day and age of social media, I think 80,000 pages will very quickly get processed and summarized by all sorts of people, and we will have a better picture.
Well, this is another thing. What if they have not destroyed the key points, but they've buried it somewhere in those 80,000 pages? That is a lot of documentation to go through with a fine-tooth comb and find something that may reveal something we don't already know. Now, the president also today spoke about Hunter Biden's protective detail. He just learns in this exchange that Hunter Biden has 18 Secret Service agents protecting him in South Africa. Why is in South Africa in the first place is a question the president would like answered.
Sir, there were 18 Secret Service agents protecting Hunter Biden in South Africa this weekend. Who's paying for that, and do you plan to revoke the Secret Service protection?
Well, we have done that with many. I would say if there are 18 with Hunter Biden, that will be something I'll look at this afternoon, okay?
Sir?
I just heard about it for the first time. So you have 18 Secret Service going. Where is he exactly?
In South Africa.
In South Africa. And South Africa, is on a watch list. You know that. Because what they're doing to people is brutal. And I've stopped having money go to South Africa. You know that. Billions of dollars. So he's in South Africa. That's very interesting. All right, I'm going to take a look at that. Thank you very much.
Well, there goes the protective detail. 18. Why does Hunter Biden need 18 people? I know he gets up to some mischief, but that seems excessive.
Oh, boy. And it's funny when he learned it in real time along with the rest of us. So it's really interesting. I was looking into this in terms of the entitlements of Secret Service for former first families. It is governed by statute, but only for the former president, his or her spouse, and minor children.
Minor children. Hunter's what, in his 50s?
In his 50s. So this is discretionary, and it's up to ultimately the sitting president to revoke that. He could do that, and he has the authority to do it. Now, will he go there? He has other bigger fish to fry. I don't know. I could see him maybe curtailing the scope, that if you're going to go to these hot spots and trouble places in the world, you're not going to get 18 taxpayer-funded agents. But we shall see. He said he'll look into it. So
I'll be shocked if he's got any by the end of the week. I reckon they are gone. And it's fascinating, isn't it, Kosha, that Hunter Biden, who was this sought-after artist for all of 5 minutes when it was essentially selling access to his father, which has been the family-run business, his art's not selling anymore. I mean, why would that be? Has the art community changed their mind about the value of his work?
Yeah, and his board seats, like one of the few people who can have $80,000 a month in a board seat and then also sell art.
Nothing. Now, we also have to speak about this news report that the Trump administration is contemplating a new travel ban on more than 40 countries this time. They include countries like Afghanistan, Iran, Cuba, Bhutan, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Syria, Sudan, Venezuela, Yemen. So they can't call this a Muslim ban again like they did last time. There's a number of countries there and plenty others I haven't named. Are we going to have another travel ban under this administration?
Possibly. I mean, it is one of many strategies in his overall policy around immigration and national security. And the premise here is that some 43 countries have very dubious vetting policies of how they're their end of the bargain of what has to happen in terms of vetting people that are coming out of their country and coming into the U.S. Now, this was the original time that we saw judicial intervention in the first term with him. So I think the team is smarter now. They have the benefit of that hindsight, and they have a Supreme Court ruling in their favor because they did win, and the Supreme Court upheld that in 2018. So I think they're on firmer ground, but we do know the judges are going wild right now, so I would expect more of that.
The activist judges, I mean, you talk about a constitutional crisis. That's the constitutional crisis. There's activist judges who think they can overrule the president, and it's astonishing. They do get overturned, but for a period, you've got some lowly judge who's determining national policy.
31 of them right now, active cases where they're a single judge somewhere is doing these nationwide injunctions on matters of national security.
Before you go, we've been talking this week about the polling. The polling has been fascinating. There are different polls, and as we know with Trump, the polling is often underreporting his support. But there was a CNN poll showing that the Democrats have got record low figures, 29% approval rating, and an NBC poll this week showing Trump having the highest figures he's ever had. What do you make of that? Because so much of the coverage is relentlessly negative, not just negative, but crisis mode negative. And yet it doesn't seem to be impacting public opinion as much as it used to.
I think it's just run out of its potency. If you look at what they did before, Russia, Hitler, it just, when everybody's Hitler and Russia, everything that Trump does is that, then nothing is that. Plus people can see just eventually policy becomes real and it comes to your pocketbook, your kitchen table, and that has been happening for so long. And when they're just seeing the improvement in the country, and the border went literally in a month from an insane amount of crossings to practically zero and all the rest of it, people are happy, and they don't think that he is the Hitler-Russia puppet that they once thought he was.
You can only cry wolf so many times, Kosha. Thank you so much for your time today.
Sure.